The Scene Projects would like to extend this message of hope to our brothers and sisters in Tennessee and North Carolina. We are sending help. We are here for you. Our thoughts and prayers are with you always. The Scene Projects are brought to you by these fine sponsors. List with Linda B. Cufflinks.com. J.H. & Sons Menswear. Kathmandu Campground and RV Park in Sturgis, South Dakota. The Den. Sioux Falls' newest live music venue at 909 Northwest Avenue in Sioux Falls. Sunny Radio. And SiouxFallsPodcast.com. Well, hello and welcome into another exciting episode of The Scene. I'm your host, Bubba Starts, and with me today is Jordan Beem. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how we going? How we doing, man?
We're good, brother. We're good. I know you don't have long today, so we're just going to keep it short, and we're going to talk about your new single, Slow Down.
Heck yeah, man.
Man,
yeah.
I just listened to it. I love it.
Yeah, really excited to get it out there. It's definitely a slower song again. I've got 3 slow songs out, so I think a fast one is on the horizon, but I'm really happy with what we got with Slow Down and how it came out. So
yeah, man, it's an emotional song, a cry for going back to a simpler time, and I think that's something that there's just a deep longing for in our society. I think you're really hitting a nerve there, and yeah, the production is beautiful. I think it's a great song. Can't wait to feature it on Love Noise here soon. But why don't you talk to us a little bit about the inspiration?
yeah, honestly, man, it was kind of something. The song when I was writing it was kind of. I think it was partially written and then finished at a later time, but partially written during just a kind of a tough time in life where, there's just a lot going on, and I, had a lot mentally going on, and just I had good friends there for me though to kind of help me get through things and to just make me look inward and also understand what's real to worry about and what's not real to worry about, and just kind of an overwhelming time, but a time where I was able to get through because of the people around me. So that's kind of what I wrote the song about, and it's just kind of a message to it's kind of like you said, a longing to go back to the slower times, but also an understanding that you can kind of get through it, with the right mindset. So.
Yeah, man. Beautiful. Love it. So we talked about off camera a little bit about how the live shows are such a juxtaposition to the songs and singles that you have out on Spotify right now. You got to play some kick-ass shows for the Iowa State Fair and play with a bunch of friends. Can you give us a little highlight reel of the Iowa State Fair this year?
Well, yeah, I mean, the Iowa State Fair was amazing. We played, 7 shows at the fair, all the different places there, the Bud Tent, Iowa Craft Beer Tent, Stockman's, JR's, Jalapeno Pete's. We played all the places that people here in Iowa have heard of at the Iowa State Fair. And, one night we got to play a really, really crazy show at JR's, kind of opening up for Tyler Richardson and the High Bank Boys. And then I got to get on stage with them and obviously play a couple songs with them. And gosh, they're so fun. And it was probably the most energy in a show that I've brought in a long time. And they just continue that energy. So it was one of the craziest Saturdays. And also that Saturday happened to be the busiest in State Fair history. So it was just a day filled with energy and filled with live music, man. And so it was pretty insane, man. The Iowa State Fair is just, first of all, I think it's probably top 3 state fairs in the country. I know we're not in Texas or Minnesota, but we're up there, man, and it's a great place to play live music, and I know the Midwest Country Music Organization was well represented there, at every single venue I went to, and also on the stages there, at the fair as well. So it's cool to see not only the fair blowing up that way, but also the Midwest Country Music Organization being well represented at it. So. Yeah, it was great.
And that's exactly what we're doing to see it grow. It's cool to go to an event like that and see the growth of the org, right? Because I just had Nikki Mulbauer on the phone a second ago. She said to say hi.
Tell her I said hi. Yeah.
I will, for sure. I'm the go-between between all the MCMO members now.
Good. Well, heck yeah. Well, that's good, man. That's awesome.
And we talked about, how we were all out here doing it already anyway. Now we just have a name to call what we are when we're all together, right? And that's
Yep.
what the MCMO really is, and as an organization, and to some degree, that's what the Scene Projects, kind of is inside of that and outside of that. And we're members of the org, but we're also trying to build our own community and reaching out and building listeners, and we hope to bring that community into the Midwest CMO community. And I think that there's other organizations that are operating out there that we're going to start bumping into, that we're going to start kind of entangling ourselves with as well, right? Like, it just keeps growing. You look at the MCMO organization, and it's connected with 28 radio stations across the Midwest, right? Those are all
Yep.
entities of their own. So yeah, this network is huge, and it's so cool to go to an event that isn't an official MCMO event, but dang, it sure looks like it is.
Yeah, it felt like it, man. It was pretty incredible. And I know that I know the country music scene here in Des Moines already, and not just Des Moines, but the area. MCMO are not as crazy, and then you add in the MCMO, and people are joining left and right anyway. But you add it in, and it's just like a big old family, man. So it's fantastic. Yeah.
That's awesome, Jordan. Well, we're always just so proud of all of our members, and we were watching from afar this year. I hope that we get to take part in the fair over there in Iowa this year. Not to take any gigs away from our good neighbors there in Iowa, but we'd love for South Dakota to be represented out there too.
No, yeah, 100%, man. That's what it's all about, getting people in from everywhere. I know a lot of the venues there are always looking outside of the state to bring in entertainment. It's definitely a goal of each of the venues that I've played at, is to bring people in that are new, people in that can bring the energy, and just yeah, the Iowa State Fair is always looking for that, man. So
Good
I'm
deal.
definitely hoping that happens.
Hey, yeah, man. Well, I want to come out there. I got some big goals in Iowa next year. I want to sing in an Iowa Cubs game. I want to play a lot more shows there. I'm playing in Iowa actually this Saturday, but I'm all the way down in Council Bluffs, in the opposite side of the state for most of you guys. But I'm going to be blowing through there, Jordan. I'm going out to frickin' Chicago for the Bears home opener. I don't have tickets to the game, but I'm going to hang out and tailgate and be in my city for a historic and monumental shift. And I think that shift is happening within our organization and within all of our, our small group of friends too. It's easy to see when you look at everyone's schedule, just how busy and where everyone's able to get out and play.
Yep. Yeah, I mean it's pretty crazy. I mean, there's places popping up all over the place that you see. You're like, I've never even heard of that place, and then you see a video of it, and you're like, wow, I'd love to play there. And that's just a common thing. And thankfully, it's all of our friends that are getting to do it. And yeah, man, I'm just excited for the growth. Like I said, I meet so many new people. It seems like every gig I go to, there's somebody new. There's a lot of young talent, new young talent coming out. I got a friend named Drew Fry, who's working his way up right now. Obviously, there's a girl named Neva Alden who's incredible, who's working her way up right now too here in Iowa. So
Awesome. Well,
there's
you
a
give
lot
him
of.
my number, Jordan. You tell him I'd love to talk to him.
I will. I absolutely will. Well, it's the thing. When I first started out, and I'm sure when everybody first started out, they had people helping them, and I still have people helping me. So my goal is to obviously, pay that forward and help other people, and that's the goal of the music scene, I think, especially with the MCMO too. So, yeah.
We say it a lot, a rising tide raises all ships. The point of what we're trying to do is to be the tide, right?
Yep.
If we all keep pumping each other's tires, man, we're all going to blow up at the same time, and just keep growing, keep doing what we're doing. Everybody is out there just winning constantly. I think there's a lot more collaboration that's going to be happening, especially between MCMO members, but just more people, bringing more people into the org, bringing more people into our communities, because that's what it really is. It's a community of artists. That's kind of how we're all independent artists out here doing it. It's a great collective knowledge base. Hey, this is what's working for us. This was going well. Here's this gig. Hey, we had to it's just such a beautiful synergistic relationship that we have going on. Like, how do we just keep adding to it, right? How do we keep bringing more energy into it?
One, yeah, 100%. And the other thing I noticed too is a lot of the time, just kind of in relation to the song I put out, a lot of the time, it's not just music talk. It's hey, you maybe need somebody like a friend to talk to, or maybe you need a musician who can kind of relate to being on the road, or, somebody who can relate to you in that way, versus just talking about music stuff. Obviously, we want to be professional, but there's a lot more going on than there is just the music part of it. So it's great to have like resources professionally, but also true and real friends that you can call and talk to, at any time about anything you need. So
Right.
it's
Well,
fantastic.
and that we can relate to each other. And I
Yep.
think that conversations, especially conversations that you and I have had, Jordan, have been really great because I think that we both kind of have unique stories, right? We come from not necessarily an art background, right? We're kind of sports guys, right? And I think there's a lot
Yep.
of people out there and a lot of guys that play in sports and then the career kind of ends in college, or maybe some guys' career end in high school, but you identified so hard with that team to show you that, like, hey man, there's teams out here that aren't sports related too, right?
Yep.
You can be part of these other teams, and music is a great way to do that. And you don't have to be a musician to support the arts community and to really to make something incredible happen and to help in that capacity. Hence, the conversation with Nikki. Nikki is our new director of membership with the MCMO, and she's not a musician, but has been around music for so many years now that she knows what to do, right?
Yep.
and knows how to operate in that world. And now she's finding how she can provide value to our artists and to people at large. And it's just so fun to watch us all kind of finding who we are and what we do at the same time.
Oh yeah, it is. It is awesome. And you bring up sports too. And we got here in Iowa, this week is a giant week for the state of Iowa. We got the Iowa State game coming in hot.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's a big thing this weekend. I'm actually only playing a pre game show on Saturday instead of playing a Saturday night show because my butt's going to be in a chair watching that game on Saturday.
Right. So
yeah.
I should consider just putting the game on stage on Saturday night.
Well, and at some point you're going to have to take a side. You're going to have to pick one, and it might not be pretty. You may have to pick Iowa State. You may have to pick Iowa and rub some of these MCMO members the wrong way. But listen, it's time.
Yeah, how fun. Great. I'm in the thick of a South Dakota rivalry, too. South Dakota State is where I went to school for like a semester, and my wife graduated from USD. Her whole family did. So they're all Yotes. I never really identified as a jackrabbit. But just to keep things interesting, I don't mind. I'm a Bears fan. They're all Vikings fans, right? I can't root for the same team as you guys.
Yep. I have a lot of friends that went up there to South Dakota State. A lot of friends that went to South Dakota State. And,
great school, man. I liked it up there. It wasn't bad. Winters got cold. I said, peace out. California sounds a lot better.
For sure. I bet it did. Definitely, I bet it did.
Hey, when you're 18, and you kind of decided that school and those things weren't necessarily going to be your path, I decided I was going to go live a little bit of life, right? And continue to do so. And back to doing that again, right? Back in the flow and being out here and knowing a little better now, right? Knowing how to make sure the bills are paid and we're not going broke trying to do this thing, right?
Yep. 100%.
How awesome, dude. Well, speaking of going broke, we better let you get back to work, Jordan, so you don't get fired. Well,
I'm still maintaining the job and trying to make that work too, but also, the music thing and, everybody, I think there's a lot of probably MCMO members that have jobs still too, a lot that don't, a lot that do. And it's definitely a balancing act. Like you said, you got to get professional with the money side of things, but yeah, man, I better get back to work before I get fired.
Yeah, that's true, man. Well, I always appreciate your time, Jordan. Can't wait to hear the new song. Like I said, we're going to have it featured here on Love Noise soon. So thank you so much for joining the show, and we'll see you down the road.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing. It's a fantastic thing, so keep it rolling.
Jordan Beem. Thank you for listening. Remember to follow us on all your social media channels. Follow our continuing coverage at patreon.com/The Scene Projects. Sign up for our email list and make yourself part of The Scene.